I am Gail of 876 Documents, and in 2008, I had to apply for a passport in Jamaica. And I'll tell you this much, at the time I was working for the Jamaican consulate, but I had a hard time with my application. I decided not to go to the passport office and name drop. I just wanted to get the passport done on my own merit, but I could not get it done. And my sister went to Jamaica too with the same issue, and she had to come back to the US and take care of it. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about if you're leaving from overseas to go to Jamaica and apply for your passport for whatever reason. I'll tell you everything you need to know right after this. So in 2008, I tried to renew my passport when I was in Jamaica. I was working at the consulate at the time, but I did not want to go there and be like, hey, I work at the consulate, rah, rah, rah. So I went into the passport office. But when I got there, they were like, oh, your form has to be certified by a JP. So I was like, okay. I went back. I had a JP who was living like 3 doors from where I used to live. I don't think we were living there. Oh, yes, we were still living there. And he was 3 doors down. He said, no, today is not his work day, so he couldn't sign the form for me. My neighbor. Anyway, I let it go. I went to another JP in the community where I used to live. I used to live in Portmore by this time. And that one said he couldn't sign it because he didn't know me. Of course, someone brought me. I don't remember who it was, but he said he wasn't signing it because he did not know me. That's fine. In a previous video that I made for another platform, I said when you go to Jamaica to get your passport application form signed, you will need to have someone to arrange a JP, a Justice of the Peace, to certify the application for you, because even if you live overseas and you fill the form overseas, you cannot take the form to Jamaica certified by a notary public. So when I went to Jamaica, I went to the JP and they said no. I went back to the passport office. I was like, hey, it's not working out. They were like, okay, go to the police station. I took whatever IDs I had, and they were like, I waited all day for some superintendent, somebody senior to come and sign the form for me. And I think the person came and they were like, no can do. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I called back the consulate in New York and I was like, hey, listen, I was not trying to name drop, but it's not working out. And so I was working for the consulate. We worked it out and I was able to get my passport. My sister had an issue similar to that. She tried to get her daughter's passport when she went down there and she had a lot of issues getting it done. And she said she's never doing that again. So she said she's not doing that again. I can't blame her. But I'm telling you this as I tell all of my clients. If for any reason you have to apply for a passport in Jamaica and you live overseas, any country, when you're going down to Jamaica, the first thing you have to do is figure out what the required documents are and take all of them. I have heard so many stories, and I always say this in my videos. If I could tell you all the stories I've heard about all the different scenarios. Anyway, take all the documents you need. Find out what they are before you go, because they will not accept the application. People have said to me, if I go to Jamaica and do it and bypass the consulate, will it be easier? There is no easier. It is one passport office. The consulate is acting on behalf of the passport office. So you can't go to the passport office and say, well, it must be easier than the consulate. It is not easier. It is faster, but whatever documents the consulate asks you for, they only ask you for this because it's what the passport office requires. So there is no easier. It's just faster if you have everything. So when you're going down to Jamaica, figure out what you need to renew this passport and take all of it. Marriage, divorce, deed poll, ID. Always take an ID. You are traveling, so you very likely have either an American passport or a valid green card. So take that with you. When you go now, you have to arrange with your family ahead of time to get a JP to certify the form. You cannot get the form signed by a notary public in the state where you live to take it to Jamaica. It must be witnessed by a justice of the peace. When you are going to the JP must know you. If you've lived in Jamaica for a long time and you recently traveled overseas, then you know this. But if you've been living in America or living overseas for a long time, you have to remember that the JP must know you. So someone will have to take you to the JP and they have to be convinced that, well, because of the merit of the person bringing you in, they can certify the form for you. When you are going down and you have, say, a 5-day trip, especially if a weekend is in it, You have to make sure you leave clear days for your passport. Don't say I'm going to go to the passport office today and get my passport tomorrow and then I'm going to go enjoy my holiday. Anything can happen and they require something else of you that you did not bring, and you might have to wait another day or two. Factor in enough days to get the process done. Don't go betting on a same day, because from what I've heard of the same day, you have to go very early. And when you go very early, it's only if there's enough space left. So if you get there before 6:30 and you can manage to get in, perfect. But you might get there and there's more people ahead of you and so you don't get in. So factor in more than one days. Factor in that the JP might not be available to sign the form for you. Factor in all the incidentals that could happen in this trip. Do not book it over a weekend. So don't land on Friday to go to the passport office on Monday to fly it back on Tuesday, because it will likely not happen like that for you. The passport office is not open on weekends. That's what you get for being in the great outdoors. Okay, so it's not the great outdoors, but who's counting? So you have to factor in how long it's going to take you to get all of this done before you get to the passport office, and you have to factor in the time the passport office will take if they cannot get it done for your same day. Another thing is, if you want a same day or a next day, you have to go to Kingston. No matter what parish you live in, you cannot get a same day passport in that parish. You have to go into Kingston early, and Jamaica is very small, so anybody can reach Kingston by 6 o'clock in the morning if they wake up at 3 o'clock. Um, go into Kingston and apply for it there if you're hoping to get the same day or even the next day. Now, if it so happens that you tried everything, you got the application in, but you're not able to get the passport back in time, perhaps the passport office can give you an emergency travel certificate. But do not arrange for a family member to collect the passport for you and then mail it to you. That cannot work. Or in the event you have an American passport and you're going to travel back on the American passport and leave the Jamaican passport to be processed, for a family member to pick it up and mail it to you, do not do that. If you are going to be leaving the passport, arrange with the passport office to ship it to the nearest consulate and arrange for that consulate to send it to you. You'd have to send a fee to the consulate, of course, which is probably like $20 or $30. I think it's 30 in Miami, 20 in New York, and they will ship it to your home. It is not wise to have a family member pick it up for you. And I know many people are going to be commenting, "My family send mine, come give me, and it not never everything is all right." Mm. Puss and dog now have the same luck. And it is very, very, very likely that once UPS or DHL know that you have a passport in that package, they will confiscate it and they will send it back to the passport office. They will not ship it. How do I know this? Because I've been in this business for a very long time. And for every person who was able to get one passport come to the US to them, there were three that were confiscated. I know because I've helped many persons get confiscated passports sent back to their consulate or sent directly to them by the passport office, because the passport office can actually ship some passports back to you. That's what happens after it's confiscated and your family member is called into an interview to come and account for why or not ship passport overseas. Anyway, I think I've covered most of the topics. Let us recap. Get all the documents together that you're going to need. So check what the required documents are for whatever you're going to do. Two, make arrangement for a family member to have a JP ready to certify the form for you. Make allowance for the amount of time it is going to take to get the processes done. Get the JP to sign, get your photographs, go to the passport office if you have to drive mile and journey to reach Kingston. Go to Kingston if you want a next day or same day process. If you do not have enough time to collect the passport in Jamaica, let the passport office know so they can ship it back to you. And one thing I had mentioned on the other platform, take your picture of my Jamaica, because you now get no good quality picture over here unless it's a Jamaican photographer. I have many Jamaican photographers on my roster that take my clients' pictures. If you can find a Jamaican photographer over here, that's great, but you better off taking the picture in Jamaica. It costs much less, and you will always, unequivocally, get a good passport photograph in Jamaica, better than you'll get in the US. That's another video that I need to make, because whenever people say to me, what grinds my gear is when people say to me, "Oh, the Jamaican passport photograph requirement is just too much because me use for me make me green card and my driver's license." Have you seen those pictures? Um, Nothing is wrong with the Jamaican passport requirement. The photograph here, where in the country where I live, the standard is terrible. I've shown photographs on my profile, on my feed, on the other platform that have been taken by Jamaican photographers and African photographers. They actually take very good pictures. Compare that to a photograph from the pharmacy. You can barely see the person in the photograph. They have set the standard very low. There's nothing wrong with Jamaican asking for a good quality photograph. That is a minimum as far as requirements go. Anyway, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Leave your question in the comment. Leave a comment, period. Question or just a regular comment. Leave a comment. And something that most of us do not do when we watch a video, we do not like the video by tapping that thumbs up button. Tap the thumbs up button if you like the video, or just give the person a thumbs up for the effort, because I'm sitting out here making this video right now, like, it's work, and then I'm gonna have to take it home, and I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna take it home, and I'm gonna have to edit it. I stutter sometimes. And it's a lot of work. I may not post this video for 2 or 3 days because it's a lot of work, maybe even a whole week. So when you watch a video for anybody on YouTube, give them a thumbs up if it's only for their effort. Leave a comment, just say good job, or a comment if you have something that you want to share about the topic. Or leave a question if you have a question regarding passports, because I love answering these questions. And the next thing I was going to say is subscribe. Please subscribe because I am trying to get to 1,000 followers. That's my initial goal, subscribers. Apparently, women of my age and people of my age are now trending in having YouTube channel, being content creators. And so I am not just starting my channel, but I'm focusing more on growing my channel, and I hope to monetize. And I can't wait to see what that will look like. So please go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. And do this for the people you like, because they're not making the videos for their health, they're making it for a reason. All right, I'm Gail of 876 Documents, and I thank you for watching.